Hello, hello, hello everyone. I am Kathy from Kathy Creates, where I try to inspire you to create. And tonight I'm coming to you as a hostess on both Craft Around the Clock and on my page. So make sure that you are doing the things. I don't know if you can see it. Yes. Make sure you're doing the things on both of those pages. We'd love to have you. Let me get this started over here. All right, I think we are ready to roll. So when you get here, let me know you're here. Say hello. Tell me where you're from. Tell me what your weather is. Right now, our weather is kind of crappy. It's thunderstorming and raining very heavy, so I'm hoping I don't lose signal. So far, so good. We haven't lost anything today, so I'm thinking we're fine. But just in case, wanted to let you all know. Hi, Lori. Thank you for the stars. So if y'all saw my little teaser post that I put up yesterday, we have a brand new kit that I'm going to debut here tonight. It's perfect for Father's Day. So not only do we have the fishing one, this one that you can do for Father's Day, we have a golf one. So I'm trying to hit both, kinds of dads. So, or they might like both, who knows, you might do the fishing for the cabin and do this for the house or, whatever. Man cave, this would be a great man cave one. So nothing is glued down on this or stuck down, but it says it's tea time. We have a green, the flag. Okay, so we're going to paint this all up tonight. Now, I did stain a board already. When you get the kit, you're going to get the backer board and all of these pieces, just as you see. Okay, so you can purchase it as a kit or as a sign. But I already stained my board, so we're going to just set that aside for now. And let's get our pieces aside and we will get going here. And comments are not showing up on my laptop. Well, that stinks. Well, wait a minute. They might. Oh, yes, there they are. 68. I missed it. It's 68 somewhere. See if I can get back to that. 68 and raining in Illinois. Hi, Tracy. Rain and no storms for Caitlin. Karen says hello. My baby girl says hello. Hello, hello. All right, so let's get this started. I think this is going to be a super fun kit. So I'm going to set this aside. We don't need this one because we're going to use the stained one. So the first thing that I'm going to do is we are going to paint this solid green. Now, I like the edges when you laser something. It gives it that nice, dark brown umber look, and I love that. So we're not going to do anything to the edges. So what all I do to paint these, when it's a bigger piece like this, I just use a paintbrush, and we are going to just paint this with some, this is Anita's Acrylic All-Purpose. Kelly Green is the green that I'm going to use. Okay. Now, when I paint my lasered pieces, I always try to go towards the edge. I never drag my brush back across because then you're going to get a lot of brush marks and, overage on your piece. So I always try to go towards the edge. And that way your edge stays fairly clean. You'll still get a little bit of over on it, but for the most part, it's going to stay pretty clean. So how's everybody's Monday going? Mine went actually very fast. We were busy at work today, and I just looked up, and it was time to go home. It was a busy, busy day. And if you see someone commenting as Kathy Creates, that's my mom. She helps me out on the admin side of things. And also, if you're new to my page, you may not know that I do Happy Mail drawing. And to get entered into the drawing, you need to be commenting. And as the timer goes off, I set timers periodically throughout my video. And when the timer goes off, I look over, and whoever's name I see is the one that gets the entry to Happy Mail. And usually the Happy Mail is something from our shop and maybe some craft supplies. So it's usually a pretty fun Happy Mail. And actually we'll be drawing it here very soon because I always draw them on or around the 13th of the month. Because that is the anniversary of my page. Okay, so we're going to dry this. And we're going to have to do another coat. New from Iowa. Welcome, Nancy. Welcome, welcome. Who has a slight temperature? Oh, second booster shot. Eek. Oh, and this shingle shot. They wouldn't let us get the shingle shot when we got our booster. Now, I haven't gotten the second booster yet. We were just talking about that the other day, when we're going to schedule it. We're past due for it, but we're trying to time it so that it's good for like winter when it's more, I don't want to say rampant, because I think it's still rampant everywhere, but you're confined, you're inside more. We were just talking about that yesterday. I hope you feel better, Karen. We need to get our shingle shot too. We need to do both, the shingle shot and our second booster. It's just finding the time, right? Because I don't know about y'all, but I had a horrible reaction to the second COVID shot. And then my booster, I had the same reaction. Well, it wasn't quite as bad on the booster, but it wasn't good. I got very sick. Fever, chills. I had like 102 temperature for the first time around. It was like 12 hours. Second time around, well, that's not true. The fever lasted actually like 2 or 3 days. It dropped and I felt fine. You know, I just felt tired on the second day, but I had a pretty high fever the whole like 24 hours after getting the second shot. And then when I had the booster, I only had the fever for, I don't remember exactly how long. I want to say it was like 6 or 8 hours. It wasn't nearly as long. And I didn't have the chills. I mean, I was freezing, but I wasn't like teeth chattering freezing like I was the first time. First time was rough. I mean, and it just hit me like a freight train. Because like I got up in the morning and I thought, all right, I feel a little off, but I'm okay. Because I'd gotten the second shot. Oh, I don't remember. I want to say it was like at 5 or 6 at night. And, you know, you come home, you go to bed, whatever. So, you know, I went to bed at like my normal time and got up when the alarm went off and I was getting ready for work. Matter of fact, I was completely ready for work. And I was getting ready to go, hi, Sarah. And I was getting ready to like pack my lunch and get my things ready to leave for work. And I'm standing out in the kitchen and I just looked at my husband. I'm like, I can't go to work. He's like, why? And I go, I feel horrible. I mean, it literally came on that quick. I was okay. I mean, I wouldn't say I was fine, but you know, I was all right. And then it just kind of hit me like a freight train. All right, we're done with the greens. I'm going to go ahead and put my brush away. We're going to dry that up. Yeah, I mean, it was literally like a freight train. Hi, Sarah. And, you know, it lasted 24 hours, so it was fine. So, I don't know, it's just a weird, it was a weird thing. Now, I will say, I had gotten my booster, I got my booster in December before Christmas, a couple weeks before Christmas, and I ended up getting COVID, like right after Christmas, and I had been boosted, vaccinated and boosted, and I'm just super thankful I had gotten the vaccine because it kicked my butt. I mean, it wasn't in my lungs or anything like that. I mean, I was very lucky. I had a very mild case, but it was, oh, I bet your arm is killing you. Right with the first booster, it was hard to sleep. I get it. But mine was more, I was very congested. Like I felt like I had a sinus infection. Matter of fact, that's what I thought I had. I didn't even think I had COVID. I went to work in the morning. I had taken my temperature. I wasn't running a fever. And I'm like, all right, it's not COVID. It's a sinus infection. And I went to work in the morning. Well, then my mom got really sick and she called and said she was going to get a test. And I'm like, oh, crap, maybe I better go just in case, because, you know, I'd been around her. So I left work and I went and got a test. Mom's was negative. Mine was positive. So I didn't even believe it, because then my husband also got tested. He was negative. I'm like, okay, come on. How can everybody be negative who's way sicker than me, who had been vaccinated, boosted, all of the things, and how do I have it? So I went and got a PCR because I didn't believe it. Guess what? I had it. Debbie Smith Davis Chapman. You have just won an entry to Happy Meal. Debbie Smith Davis Chapman. Yes, watch, I hear you. The watch is going nuts. So, yeah, that's my COVID story. Never lost my sense of smell, never ran a fever, had massive, what felt like a sinus infection, massive pressure. I had a headache, massive headache, and just super tired. The fatigue was probably the worst for me, actually. I mean, I slept like I've never slept in my life. I don't sleep. I sleep 6 to 7 hours max. And I was sleeping like 10 hours a night. And then I'd take like 2 2-hour naps during the day. So not me. So, yeah, I was thankful for it. And I was thankful that A, I had a very mild case, and B, that I'd had the vaccine, which allowed me to have a very mild case. Because I wouldn't want the whole shebang as bad as I felt. And I know I had it very mild. So I'm doing a lot of talking and not telling you what I'm doing. So I'm painting both of the pieces for the flag white. Okay. And we're just going to do these both. Oh, I'm fine. I don't have COVID now. Bad cough for 10 days. Eek. No, I did not. Thank goodness. I never had a cough. Never had the cough. Mine was all in my sinuses. Never lost my sense of smell or taste. Just the bad headache, sinus infection. The type of sinus infection, like when you're blowing your nose, you're like, where is all of this? Don't mean to be gross here, but it's not coming from. It's like, how can I possibly be producing this much? It was that kind of sinus infection, going through tissues like crazy. And Bob never got it. No one else ever got it. Just me. It was crazy. Like I said, I didn't believe it. So I went and got a PCR test because the rapid test was positive. I'm like, there's no way. How did I get this and nobody else did? It's possible. It happened. Yeah, no, I'm perfectly fine. I don't have COVID now. Now it's just the allergies. We were outside doing all the yard work and cutting things and yeah. Okay, so the words, when I'm doing these little tiny pieces, I find it much, much easier if I put it on a little piece of tape. Because then it holds it all down for you, nice and neat. And it's much easier to get all these little pieces. Let's turn this so I get more on this. Oops, stay on there. So all of my letters are going to get taped down. And now with our kits, everything has the sticky back. So we're not going to use any glue on this. This is all self-adhesive. Hey, Danelle. And when I do these littler pieces, I like to use the sponge. And when I do it, so let me move this out of the way so you can see. I load it up, but then I kind of tap it on the plate to get, I'm losing my sponge into the black, to get some of it off. My goodness, the sponge just wants to travel. And that way you don't get a lot of overage, you know, on the other pieces or on the sides of the pieces. Now with this being black, it wouldn't really show, so it doesn't really matter. But I don't like to do that. Kind of contains the mess a little bit. And as you can see, I reuse my paper towels. There's no reason to get a clean one out. Should have gotten tested too, but started feeling. So my husband and I went and got tested with all symptoms. I was negative. And he was positive, right? I know, it's just so bizarre. It is so bizarre. I was convinced that it was wrong. I'm like, there is no way I have. Matter of fact, when the results came in my email, I looked at Bob and I'm like, I have COVID. I'm like, no way. I can't have COVID. It's like Mom was way sicker than me. I mean, she ended up having bronchitis and was very, very sick. And I wasn't. I had a sinus infection. I mean, I was positive that's all it was. So I think it was the Omicron variant, I think is what they said it probably was. I mean, there wasn't an actual test for it to see if that's what it was, but they said based on my symptoms, that's probably what it was. Which I'm thankful. You know, obviously I'm thankful that it wasn't a severe case, but yeah. So yeah, I do believe in the vaccine though, man. Let me tell you, because like I said, it kind of kicked my butt and my little piece just flipped over on me, I think. I can't tell which side has the sticky back. That side. I gotta paint the other side. It flipped over on me. There we go. Alright, we're going to dry this, and we're probably going to have to hit it again. Yeah, it was crazy. It was a crazy time. I'm like, I called my work, and I'm like, well, sorry, I just possibly infected you all, because I came in this morning thinking it was just a sinus infection. And I never ran a fever the whole time. No fever. It's crazy. It is crazy to know. So I am going to hit this again because usually when you're painting these are MDF, and the MDF really absorbs the paint. And so it'll look a little splotchy. So I like to go over them a second time. I agree. I hope we don't get it again either. It was once was enough, and well, Bob still hasn't had it. I'm wondering though, because some people have a bit of a natural immunity to it, and I'm really thinking that him and his dad both do. His dad's been exposed, like close contact exposed. Well, you know, Bob and I share the same bedroom, so, you know, I mean, he was definitely very exposed too, but his dad had spent like 3 days with his aunt, and close proximity. They went like garage sailing, so they were in the car together, they were on a boat together, a little fishing boat, you know. I mean, they were in very close proximity for like 3 days, and she had it. He never got it. And then he was exposed again, kind of similar type thing. He was around a lot, and he never got it. Never got it. And he's been exposed several times, and then he was exposed again around New Year's of this past year, and he never got it. You know, and Bob shared bed with me, and we have, you know, we only have one bathroom in our home, and so there really was no option for me to isolate completely from him. So, you know, we did what we could, but he slept in the same bed as me and never got it. It's just so bizarre. Okay, so now we're going to lay these pieces down, and we're going to just kind of place them where we think we want them to go. Now, I like this kind of down towards the bottom, and I like to put my pole, or I think it's called a pin. Is that right, Mom? For the golfing people, the pin down in a little bit further. And then we're going to get our its and our apostrophe. Oops, see, and even hitting 2 coats, I missed a spot. I can see it now on this eye. It's hard in the light on the black to get it. So if you're new to my page, make sure you're commenting so you can win an entry to Happy Mail. Okay. So then we got our apostrophe. empty. Now I like to put this, I'm going to make sure I've got this in the right spot so I can get it all in here. Yeah, I like to put it right there. So and I'll save that and use that again. Okay, so now what we're going to do is stick all of these pieces down. Now you could get real creative and you could make this look more like grass. You know, you could put a little bit lighter green on top. I linked the kit to the top. Who was that? Because that was the name I saw. Let's see, where'd it go? Oh no. There it is. Nancy McGrew. So this one is called It's Tea Time Craft Kit. It's linked in the description of this video at the top. Nancy McGrew. Now you're going to see the magic. This is the magic part of these kits. Nancy, you just won an entry to Happy Mail if I can get my comments back now. Facebook's being goofy again. Darn it. Oh, there we go. I think we're moving now. Yes, Sarah, we have to be careful. That is right. All right. So the way I do this is I leave everything kind of where I want it, and I just start peeling it off one at a time. Now these all have sticky back on them. Okay. It's like a double-sided tape. I leave it where I've got it so that it's easy to place it back and I get it where I want it. Okay, they all have this sticky back on them. Okay, now these bigger pieces, you may want to take a little scraper or even your hand will work. And just go over it, because sometimes on the bigger pieces, the sticky back wants to come up with it. So you just need to make sure it's really adhered down well. And then once you get it peeled, it's good to go. See, that was no problem because you push that back down. All right. All right, and then once this stuff is down, it's down. It is not coming back up. I will warn you, you need to make sure your stain is dry. I've tried to put them on before the stain is completely dry and it won't stay on. You'd have to like super glue it on or something at that point. But as long as your paint or your stain is completely dry, the stuff isn't coming off. You can get it off if you put like a little scraper underneath it, but you're going to ruin all the pieces. I mean, if you really want to take it off, you can, but it's going to get ruined. So you don't want to do that. And these littler pieces are kind of hard to get peeled, but there you go. But just know when you place this down, it's there to stay. So there's no wiggle room. It's one and done. But this is what separates our kits. This makes these kits so much easier to put together because they have the sticky back. We love this stuff. This is good stuff. And then it's just a matter of lining it up, getting it just how you want it. Yes, the sticky back is game changer. It completely is a game changer. Because you don't have that ooze of the glue. You know how you always, when you're using a glue gun, or even if you're using like wood glue, Gorilla Glue, that kind of stuff, you always have ooze. When you push it down, it goes squirts out, and then you got to either clean it up or live with it that it's sticking out underneath your project. I don't like that. So we discovered this stuff, and we have been using it ever since we got our laser. We started this right off the bat because I told him we got to find something. I don't like the ooze. So that is what we did. Now it's expensive, but to me it's worth it. So and you know, when we spread it out over all these kits and things, it's just a few pennies for each kit. So it's not bad, but to buy the roll, it's pretty expensive. So, okay. So we've got everything stuck down. Now see? Nothing's moving. It is stuck. It is good to go. It is. That is exactly the hardest part. And if you, I have used, let me find it. Oh, where are they? I don't have any out right now. Do I? No. I have used tweezers before. You can use tweezers to peel it because like when I've broken a nail, I always use my index finger, and if I've broken it, then it's really hard. So I will say I have used that in a pinch. Okay, so now the way I do this is I go through the front, I pull it through the back, and tie it off here. And then I cut the excess. And I pull it up a little ways. Yeah, about there. I don't know, what is that, about 4 or 5 inches? And I tie it here because I don't like I don't want it to have a big hanger. I just want it enough that it, you know, it will catch a nail and not be ridiculously over the top of the sign. Because now we're going to put our bow. Of course we're going to put a bow because I put a bow on everything. Okay, we're going to set that aside. We're going to work on our bow. Now, I know that golfers do a lot of plaid. I tried to find golf ribbon. The only ones I found were ugly on Amazon. I don't like them. So we're just going with plaid. So we've got this ribbon. And we've got this ribbon, because that ribbon has blue in it. I thought this was pretty. These all came from Hobby Lobby. This one was $7.99. Actually, they're both $7.99. This one is 18 feet. This one is 30 feet. So don't buy them when they're full price, because every other week they're on sale, half price. Matter of fact, it should be this week that they're half price. Okay? These are not in the normal like fabric section. They're over by the wedding section. They have a whole big aisle of ribbon over there that's got the longer spools. The ones in the floral section are like 3 to 4 yards. These are going to be much more than that, okay? But they're still on sale. I would say they're always on sale when ribbon is. And then I like this. You can get this over there as well. This is burlap. $9.99, of course, half off. I like to use these on the back of my bows. It just makes for, oh, this is the under one. I hope there's enough. Yeah, that should be enough. Let's see. Yeah, that's perfect. All right, so we're going to use this one. We're going to use this one. I'm just kind of measuring it right now, and we'll make a pretty little bow for this. How much time we got? Oh, we got 15 minutes. We're good. We have plenty of time. So yes, if you didn't know that, every other week Hobby Lobby has ribbon on sale, and then the opposite week they have all their floral on sale. And they're always 50% off, so don't ever buy them full price. Always wait for the sale, because it happens every single week. One or the other is on sale. All right, so I'm going to do a dovetail on these. So I just match up my ends. You're going to fold it in half. And then you're going to take your scissors and you're going to cut from the bottom outside edge up to the center in the middle. And then you have a nice little dovetail. Okay, we're going to do that on all 3 of these ribbons. You're welcome, Debbie. You are so welcome. So we're folding in half. And then we're going to go from the bottom outside up to the center, just like that. Okay, then we just have our 3 hunks of ribbon. I'm going to set those aside for a minute. We're going to grab a piece of twine. My twine is almost gone, so I've got just this little wad of twine. Now, I like raffia. I know not everybody does. So I want to grab some raffia. Got a mess of raffia back here. Spilling out of my bag. Let's do one more piece. Trying to find a decent sized piece. We got a lot of weird side lengths in here. Okay, let's see. Who was that? Sarah. I made a red, white, and blue craft. Thought of you because I was debating on putting a bow or not. Because it had a lot going on. Sometimes I don't. It's rare, but a few times I have not put a bow on something, but pretty much everything has a bow. Yeah, I like bows. I'm looking around going, yeah, it's been a while since I haven't put a bow on something, but you never know. And Sarah, you just want a Happy Mail entry. Okay. All right, so let's see. So some of these raffias are a little too thick. So I just take my thumbnail and separate it. And we're going to match up our ends. This raffia is a little unruly tonight. All right, got those matched up. That one up there. Okay, there we go. We got it all matched up. All right, so I'm just gonna make a little loop, and then we're gonna just go back and forth. Ooh, I think I heard thunder. Hope we don't lose service. Okay. All right, so I've just got my little stash here, and I like to give it a little twist that kind of helps hold it together while you tie it. Cute as a button. All right. Just centering it. It wasn't centered. So I'm going to trim off these little crazies that are going on here. I like my raffia, but I like it to be somewhat contained. All right, we're going to set that aside. Now I'm going to take my burlap, because I like using the burlap as the base. It's very stiff, and it kind of holds everything, you know, in a shape. All right, so we're just going to fold it in thirds, like so, kind of cheating the ends down. As you can see, I've got both of my ends are down. Okay, now I'm going to do the same on this one. I'm going to put that one down. Well, if I can get it. There we go. Okay, and then we're going to do the same on this last one. I loved this one. I loved the green in it. I think it's pretty. They have this in a lot of colors, and I really like it. They had it in different patterns. Okay, so we're going to take our raffia. We're going to lay it down on top. We're going to put one string to the top, one string to the bottom, and we're going to flip it over. We're going to start to tie it, but before we pull it tight, see how it's already curling up right here? To prevent that, I like to kind of gather it with my fingers first, then tie it, and it prevents you from getting that curl. Now, see how my raffia slipped down to the bottom? So before I pull this tight, I'm going to adjust that. I'm going to slide that up to the center of my bow. Then I'm going to pull it tight and double knot it. Exactly. That was my goal. Thank you, Carolyn. Okay, so there is my cute little bow. Okay, but we're not done. We're going to add greenery. Okay, So this is $7.99 from Hobby Lobby. Okay. I love this one. And they have this in yellow, pink, and purple, I believe, and the white. I use this all the time. There's so much of it, and for, you know, $4, because remember, I don't pay the $7.99. I wait for it to go on sale, half off. So then I'm paying, you know, $4 for all of this. And one of these will do this whole sign. I'll show you how. So, as you can see, it's got 5 little segments. If you guys can see those, see how it's got one there. It's got one up here on the top. It's got this one, and this one, okay? So what we're gonna do is we're gonna push these up. I'm gonna push 2 of them up together. And then I'm gonna cut the stem right there. See, we've got a nice stem now. So I'm gonna cut that about there. We're gonna pull this one completely off. Save that for another project. We're gonna slide these both up, and then we're gonna cut our stem again. Oh, you're welcome, Linda. You're welcome. I finally have time to go slow a little bit because this one went together so quick. Craft around the clock, we're on a time limit. So you gotta hurry, hurry, hurry. But we're good. We are good on time. We still have, what do we have? We still have 9 minutes left. So we are doing great. Okay. So now, all I'm going to do is I overlap them. You can see they're just overlapped the stem. Okay. And I'm going to twist this. I'm just going to wrap my wire all the way around. So we have a nice little floral bundle here. Okay, so that's what it looks like. So we've got this cute little floral bundle. We don't really need anything right here in the middle because the bow is going to cover that up. We just want a little bit of greenery and the little flowers poking out on the other end. Okay, so now all I do is we make sure our twine is still one up, one down. We're going to lay this across right in the middle, and we're going to tie it with our twine. From Las Vegas. Fun place. See if my Facebook is not letting me move, so I'm sorry, I can't scroll back up. Ay, ay, ay. From Las Vegas. I have not been there in a few years. Well, it's been probably 5 or 6. Okay, so I'm going to cut off my excess twine. So now we have our little bow, and it's just poking out. The greenery is subtle, but it's there. And we can adjust it, you know, so a little more of it shows. But it's there. Okay, so now we're going to grab our sign back. And the way I like to do these to make sure that everything stays centered, because you don't want a wonky bow. Wonky bows are not good. Okay, so I'm going to take my staple gun and I put my finger in the loop that we created by our twine, okay? And I pull that up so I find the center. And now I'm going to put this bow pretty high because I don't really want to cover up my little flag very much with my bow, with the ends of my bow. Okay, it's okay if it touches a little, but I don't want to cover it. So I am going to keep my bow pretty high. I go in the back loop of my bow and I just staple it. And if it goes through the floral, even better. Okay, we'll fix it all up when we get it all anchored. Now I'm going to go to the other side and do the exact same thing. I just go in that back loop. All right, and we're just going to fluff now. Pull things around so you can see everything. Fluff up our bow because I've mushed it. And we're done. We have put together this little craft kit. So if you are interested in it, I did tag it in the top of the post. And there we have it. Of course, you can embellish it any way you'd like. You know, if you don't want to put the flowers on it or the bow, because, you know, you're doing it as a Father's Day gift or, you know, just a man's gift in general, you know, you may not want a bow on it. You might want to just leave it as is. And that's fine too. But that's the beauty of the kits. You can do anything you want with them. They're very, what's the word I want to use? They're very, I'm at a loss for words, shockingly. They're very versatile. That's the word I'm looking for. So you can take it, you know, and do a lot of different things with it. You don't even have to put it on the backer board if you didn't want to. You could put it on something else. I've taken a lot of our kits and done other things with them. So, you know, just think outside of the box a little bit of the different things that you want to do. If you don't want to make it, you can always buy it completely made. I've got them on our website as well. And that's linked at the top too. So just make sure if you are purchasing one or the other, you know which one you're getting. It's pretty clear in the explanation of on the website, but I don't want anybody to think they're getting a kit and they get one that's put together, or vice versa, because that did happen once. Somebody thought she was buying the kit and she bought the sign already made. So she was a little disappointed, but she made a mistake. But anyways, so that is my love it, and my husband is a golfer. Well, yes, he would love this then. And see, you could tell him, honey, I'm crafting for you. Right? Because how many of them go, oh my gosh, more crafts? How many more are you going to make? Wow, okay, yep, that's nice, honey. I know, Bob always does that too. He's very supportive of me, but he laughs at me at the same time. And Terry, you are in the running for Happy Mail, girl. So make sure you're tuning in. Make sure you're doing the things. Make sure you're doing the, you know, the following and the sprinkling. And we will be drawing Happy Mail on or around the 13th of the month. So you've got an entry for Happy Mail. So congratulations, Terry. Who's late? Dorothy, you're still here, girl. You're good. Oh, and Facebook's letting me scroll. Yes, Carolyn, the stick-on letters are the bomb. I absolutely love them. Thank you, Debbie. Thank you, Karen. Yep, that's as far as it's going to let me go. It just stopped letting me scroll through comments. So I will get back to y'all, I promise. So thank you, Caitlin. But that is all I have for you tonight. So like I said, if you're interested in the kit, it's up in the description. Just hit us up and we'll get one out to you right away so you can get it made for Father's Day or whatever you're gift giving or for yourself. So, all right, guys, thanks so much. Bye-bye.